What's up, guys? So today we want to learn some Python programming, right? And so first thing you want to do is go to Google. If you don't already have Python installed, then type Python in, get on the website. It has a bunch of stuff, but I mean, it doesn't really matter to us right now. And here's an example, and you can download here. So there's a bunch of versions. If you have Windows or Mac, I have a Windows, so I'm gonna click on this. Download. It's gonna pop this down here. Click on that, and it wants me to install 64-bit version. So what do we need to do? I guess I'm going to do this, and I want to add Python to path. This is very important. You want to add it to your path, and then you can install now. After you accept some security, it will start the setup process. And while it's setting up, if you don't want to do any of that because you're lazy or you don't care, you can always go to some type of browser like Repl.it. Click Start Coding. You'll want to sign in with some account. Let me sign into my account. And you can create a new REPL. You can choose Python. Create REPL. And let's get that to dark mode. Alright. So here you can simply type Python code, type code here, and then you can run it here and it will show you over here. So pretty basic stuff, and as you can see they're using 3.8.2. It doesn't matter too much, I think. Alright, nice. Looks like that's been installed. Gonna click close. So anyways, after you install Python, we need to find a way to code. Where should we code? So I highly recommend checking out Visual Studio Code. It's one of my favorite IDEs. All you need to know is this is a place to write your code in. So you can write your code in there. You can, it's fancy. So you can download for Windows and other stuff. So I'm going to download for Windows. And again, the same setup is going to open up here. You want to click on that and accept the agreements. Blah, blah, blah. Sure. Others. Add open with code action. Code action. Sure, why not? Register. I don't know what that means. Okay, next. Install. And again, just want to wait a little. But if you don't want to do that, just use your buddy Repl. It's pretty easy. You can't do everything because of course it's limited, but we're on a budget here. Alright, let's launch. Alright, and this is how Visual Studio Code looks like out of the box. So I'm gonna close this welcome screen. You have so you can just kind of ignore some of these things. Sure. And the first thing I want to do is go to this extension tab. And wow, it's already there. Python is that popular. So you just click on that. Or if it's not there, you can search Python here. No worries. You can see here that, well, it's made by Microsoft, so it's pretty ham. And lots of downloads. That's like 30 million downloads. Pretty insane. So I'm going to click install. It's going to help with our code a lot. Going to make it look nice and pretty. And yeah. Alright, so we have that installed. I'm going to close that, go back to files. And we can get started on a project. But I'd like to have some more extensions. So right now it looks like I have two extensions. Python I just installed. Jupyter, I guess that was installed with Python. There's some more popular extensions we can add. But let me search for some. One that I really like is called brackets. Rainbow brackets. Is that really what it was called? Subtle brackets. Brackets light. Can search for these. Filter. Most popular. Brackets. Aha. Bracket pair colorizer. Although I'll go with 2 because 2 is better than 1. And click install. So now we have our bracket pair colorizer extension. What does this extension do? Well, what is a bracket? It's kind of like these parentheses or these curly brackets, and it pairs, by pairs, it colors them. So each of these pairs, this parentheses is paired with this parentheses, so they're colored the same color. The curly bracket is paired with this curly bracket. So you know that all of this code or whatever is in these brackets. But this one is blue. So this blue one isn't paired with this purple one, it's paired with this blue one right here. So it's pretty useful. I mean, it's pretty useful. Let's get out of there. And now we can start coding. So we need to create a folder or kind of file, like new file. I'm going to create a folder, so we can open folder. It doesn't really matter where. I guess I'll just go to my hard drive and make a new folder, call it Python, and select. Now that folder will be opened up. Close this. And we have a folder, but we don't have any file to work with. So what we do is, there's this nice little button right here. It says new file, new folder, etc., etc. But we want to grab a file. Let's call this file, I don't know, like first.py. Click enter. And as you can see, we have a tab. We have first.py, and it kind of, VS Code immediately recognized that this is a Python file. So it says, oh, you can do these kind of things here, kind of cool things. But I mean, we're already doing it, so it doesn't really matter. You can get a linter. I don't care about it right now. And we can start coding Python here. So let's do something simple. Let's do a print statement. Let's print hello world. It's like the common Python or programming thing. And don't forget your semicolons. No, I'm kidding. There's no semicolons in Python. So we just want to do print hello world. And yeah, might be kind of hard to see, but yeah, print hello world. And then we click this run Python file in terminal. So let me click on that. If you get this out, then it's working properly. If it doesn't work properly, then something went wrong. And you can see here, I'm using Python 3.9. That's the one that we just downloaded. So it looks like it's working pretty well, and we have our hello world. All right. And if you're following from REPL, you can do the same thing. Print hello world like this. The print statement, some parentheses, some of these quotes, these double quotes, and then your hello world, and then yeah, again, don't forget the semicolon. No, I'm kidding. But actually, let's run it. Let's run it. And you'll see it'll work. It'll say hello world. It doesn't give me any errors. So I mean, yeah, you can still use semicolons, but Python is a very semicolon, like you don't use semicolons in Python. So alright. Alright, but congratulations, you've written your first Python program. And I will talk more about the syntax of Python in the next videos. But also notice that I called this file first.py. The py stands for Python. So if you're writing code in a different language, you would do something like something dot, if this was C++, you would do CPP. And VS Code detects that and it knows, oh, C++. If you want to do Java, you'd write .java. That's where the J comes from. And C for C by itself. And there are tons of other programming languages, so choose your favorite one. JavaScript, TypeScript, etc., etc. So this py tells us that it's a Python file, and VS Code can read that Python file, and it can run your Python that we just downloaded to run this file, which is stored here, and that's our output. Cool.